Yan, na-claim ko na siya. That's my visa. Well, hindi na ako ganun ka-excited kasi nakita ko na siya ng Tuesday. Tinry ko namang hindi tignan. Parang gusto kong antayin na makuha ko na lang talaga yung passport. Pero kung ginawa ko yun, feeling ko nabaliw ako. So happy. Anyway, mag-vlog ako about this. So, bye.
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So it's a Sunday and it's still the morning, I think around 10 o'clock. Well, I am really in a hurry to film this because since I posted my Korean visa on my Facebook page and shared it to the DIY travel group, I've been receiving a lot of inquiries of how I did it and how my Korean visa got approved with just 4,000 pesos in the bank. So before I discuss all of that, well, I just want to explain why I just don't want to answer each one of you and type it and answer without being careful, because I really want to be careful. I don't want to give you false hope or false information. I don't want to spread anything like that, fake news. So I don't want to be hearing that, oh, someone told us that we will be approved if we just have 4,000 pesos in the bank. So this will be detailed and honest, and I'm just gonna share you my experience of how my Korean visa got approved. So first, a little disclaimer. I'm just going to share you my experience, and that's what happened to me. There is no assurance that if you follow these steps you will be approved to, and well, it varies per person, right? I mean, it's not the same for everyone. And if you got your Korean visa like easy peasy and hindi kayo nahirapan, and you know, I've heard stories like that, like it's their first time to go out of the country and it's South Korea right away, they had no problem at all applying for the Korean visa. Well, this is not for you because you really don't need this. You don't have to watch anymore. Also, since I told you that I'm in a hurry filming this and sharing it with you all guys because you've been waiting for my answer, this will be just a plain vlog. I won't be editing it too much. I won't be putting any music or funny things. So this will be divided into 8. My disclaimer is already finished, and then my backstory, like, and also my what I learned from learning the Korean, from what I learned from getting the Korean visa, and my status as a traveler, and what else, the process, and yeah, I'm gonna share those. Well, there are 7, though I have a cheat sheet here. It's difficult to look at them while filming, so yeah. Oh, I'm gonna show you how to check your status online as well. So sit back and relax and hang on. I hope you'll finish this video. And if it's too long already, I might cut it into 2 so you won't be so bored. And I wore my Take Me to Seoul shirt because I'm going there finally. Okay, let's start. So a little backstory. It did not I did not have it so easy. I was supposed to go to South Korea last year. I've already booked a round-trip ticket, though things happened and I was not able to go there. First, I booked too much seat sales, and I realized the budget was not enough because I traveled to Hong Kong and Macau with my mother and sister, and I somehow paid for them. And then I also went to Vietnam and Cambodia, and then Japan happened. So I was not able to budget really well, and I was not able to go. Also, the second reason is I got denied. So I did not tell this to some of my friends. I actually lied to them. Well, sorry if I lied to you. I think that's because I thought you're gonna judge me. But I told some of my friends, some of my really close friends, that I got denied. Well, it's not really a good news to be sharing to everyone, so I did not shout into the world and announce that I got denied. though that was a very painful experience and I got scarred. Really, it was so painful. So I'm gonna share my status last year and why I was denied. I have my business. I have a travel and tourist business aside from my full-time job, which is teaching English to Koreans. So I quit from my job time to time to focus on my business, especially on summer. So I quit from my job of 2 years, from my employment of 2 years around March, to focus on my business because it's summer and it's a travel and tourist business. And then I got hired into another company by June, and I applied for the visa in August. So I've only been employed for 2 months that time, though I asked a favor from my HR to fix something in the COE and make it a year. She agreed, though I'm not sure if she really supported me. My business did not have proper documents that time. I just had the DTI registration and barangay, though I didn't have the mayor's permit yet, and the BIR and the ITR. So I could not register, or I could not apply for the visa as a businessman because I did not have the enough documents. And then what else? Just started my savings account around April because I'm not really the saving kind of person. You know, all your life, even if you've been employed, you only had your payroll accounts, and it just served as like the channel of your salary, that once it's your payday, you just withdraw all your money and then spend it and just wait for another payment. I was that kind of person. I mean, I did not really believe in banks. Why do we need to save our money in the bank? Well, aside from you have bills to pay, you can just invest it somewhere. I believed in investing more than saving. So I learned that bank accounts are really important when applying for visa or for loans, for everything. So if you don't have a bank account now, you should start saving. And also, show money does not work. Well, aside from the maturity of your bank account, yeah, they see how long have you been handling or managing your bank account, and the activity that you have in the bank, like may pumapasok and then may lumalabas, kung gaano kadalas. And then show money does not work because they also look at the ADB, the average daily balance, which is so important. Most people don't know about that. I did not know about that before, because another reason why I got denied last year was I borrowed around 30 or 40,000 from my sister, and then 10,000 from a friend, and then put it in the bank. Wow, my balance was like 60,000 or 70,000 pesos, but my ADB, I can't remember how much my ADB was, but I'm sure that it was not that good of an amount. And yeah, average daily balance, they I don't know how to explain it, if it's a correct explanation, but it's like they see how much really remains in your bank for 3 months. And well, I learned that we should always keep something in the bank. Well, if you're planning to apply for the visa, now even if I got money from somewhere, like cash from the business, I put it in the bank. Even if I have to withdraw it again the next day, I just make sure that I go to the bank and let my account absorb that money, even if it will not last, because it counts. I mean, it counts in your bank account. And what else? Mistakes was that aside from the bank account, the employment, oh yeah, I haven't traveled anywhere when I applied for the South Korean visa for the first time. No, I am a traveler in the Philippines. I've been to so many places and I consider myself as a pro when it comes to traveling, though I have not been anywhere outside the country. And I was still motivated to apply for the Korean visa because, just like what I've told you, I've read some stories that it's their first time and they got approved the South Korean visa even if they have not been to anywhere before. So when my visa got denied, it was really painful, that because my itinerary was already prepared aside from the round-trip ticket, though the round-trip ticket I got was just on sale. Like, I booked it for 1,000 one way, around 2,000 round trip, so I won't really cry about that. And I didn't have any hotel reservation yet. I just looked at Agoda and then put the address on my application form. So why it was painful was because I've already prepared my itinerary, a complete plan, like where will I go, where will I eat, how will I go there, what bus will I take, what train will I take. So all of those were already prepared. It's like I've been to Korea. I have memorized the bus stops, the duration of the trip. I have memorized everything in my mind, in my heart, that I think I was a local Korean that time. But when my Korean visa got denied, I made an effort to forget all about that. So now that my Korean visa got approved, I don't have any itinerary yet because I really forgot about them. And yeah, so whenever I see anything, any post about South Korea, I scroll really fast. I don't want to see that. Like, if someone is sharing that their visa got approved and it was easy peasy to them, I was so bitter and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. That's a lie. That's a lie. So I was like that. And then now that we're done with my background story or backstory that I got denied last year and what I learned from it, that I want you to learn from too. Now my status as a traveler is I'm a frequent traveler. Wow, it's so nice to hear that, because I just started going out of the Philippines this year, 2018. My first out of the country trip was in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, in February 2018. So when the immigration officer was asking me, first time, he said like that, first time, and I was like, no, I'm a very experienced traveler in the Philippines. Though your status as a traveler, if you're going out of the country, will be yes, first time, because I had no stamp in my passport yet. And there, the Vietnam got followed by Cambodia, and then we went to Hong Kong, Macau, and Japan. Japan happened. Well, I really did not have money to go to Japan that time, but I was so blessed to have an aunt and sister living in Japan to support our traveling. And you know, hindi talaga ako interesado sa Japan. I have little to no interest about Japan or traveling to Japan because I know it's expensive, though I know it will be really helpful for me and in my status as a traveler if I will be to an OECD country. So remember, there are 34 OECD countries like Australia, Austria, and joke lang, hindi ko sila memorize lahat. So you should search that on Google if you've been to an OECD country, because your application, for first-time travelers, it will take, or no, first-time travelers, and even if you've been to other countries like Southeast Asian countries, but it's not an OECD country, your application will take about 5 days or a week before it gets approved. But if you've been to an OECD country like Japan, Korea, Italy, Austria, it will only take you 3 working days. So there. Now we will go to the process of my application. Okay, so now we will go to the process and the requirements to apply for a Korean visa. So here is my Korean visa. So there. What are the requirements I submitted? First, I applied as a self-employed. My status is self-employed, though I do have a job now. But my job, like what I've mentioned earlier, I'm an ESL teacher, English teacher to Korean students. It does not really help us because, you know, it's easy to think that we will overstay in Korea and teach English and find our students there and live with them. So it's easy to think that that's why declaring that I have a sponsor in Korea, well, I can do that. I have some students who are willing to help me. That will not really help me or my application to be approved because it's very suspicious. Like, we have someone supporting us from Korea. I did not declare that I am employed because, well, I just got back too. So the requirements I filed or I submitted is first the application form. They require it now to be computerized, unlike last year that you can just write it. So everything should be computerized. So fill in the blanks. It should be filled with answers, and those blanks that you really cannot provide any answer or you don't have any of those, like the blank that says if you're traveling with family. I am traveling alone, so I just put NA. You know that. I know you have read about that. So if you don't have any answers to those questions, always put an NA. So don't leave anything blank unless it is stated there that you should not write anything in that space. So application form, and then the picture, the South Korean visa picture. Though I think it's just a 2x2, but just tell the studio you're going to that you need the picture for South Korean visa. Well, I got mine at Tronics Mega Mall 5th floor, though, because it's really near to the agency where I went to. And then, so application form, picture, your passport, the original passport, and then since I've been to an OECD country, passport, and then the next one, I'm saying this according to yung pagkakasunod-sunod nila. So remember, first is application form and then the picture because you're gonna attach it. Do not staple it. It should be paste. Okay? Paste to your application form. And then your passport and then the copy of page 2. This is the page 2. Okay? So you have to photocopy this. It will be the whole page because your signature is in the next page. So that's the third one or the fourth one. And then since I've been to an OECD country, I had to photocopy my Japanese visa. Wait, I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is my Japanese visa, and then the stamp upon arrival is here. So I had to photocopy the whole page because they require not just the photocopy of an OECD country visa but also the stamp that you have used your visa. Because well, I think if you have a visa of an OECD country and you were not able to use it, it does not help at all. That's what I think, though I'm not sure about that. And then supporting documents, since I am self-employed, I had to give the photocopy of my DTI registration and then mayor's permit and my ITR. Well, if you have been to an OECD country and you are a frequent traveler, you are exempted. You don't have to give your ITR though, because my bank account only had 4,000 pesos. I did submit my ITR as well, which is 1701. For employed people, that's 2316 ITR. BIR form 2316 for us self-employed is 1701. So there. Okay. DTI registration, mayor's permit. Oh, I forgot. Bank statement for 3 months. You should go to your bank and ask for them to print out your bank statement for 3 months. I submitted June, July, August. And then I even asked a favor to the teller to print until just August 24th, something like that, because I had huge amount of money in the bank that day. So it reflected in my bank statement, though the bank certificate came and I forgot that they will show how much the balance of your bank account is present time. So you cannot ask them not to show it, because I think there's a serial number in the bank certificate, and it's even the page. Sorry, I cannot show you because I've already submitted it. Everything that you will submit to the agency or to the Korean visa will not be returned to you. So make sure that if they said it should be photocopy, you should just submit the photocopy, not the original one. But for bank certificate and bank statement, it should be original. So the bank certificate has your branch and how long you've been keeping money in that bank, their signature, telephone number, email, and then the amount, your balance today is there. It's written in the middle of the page, and it's also written in the edge of the page. So my ADB was around 25,000. So wow, I was so glad when I saw the ADB, but when I saw my balance, it was just 4,000 pesos. Well, why I only had 4,000 in the bank? I suppose I used to keep huge amount of money in the bank. Well, it's not something I'm supposed to spend. It's the bank's no, it's the business money. I don't know if you can hear a baby crying, but condo living, not very soundproof. Alright, so going back, I had to pause because a baby is crying in the neighborhood. So going back to the bank certificate and why I only had 4,000 in the bank. I used to save all of my money in the bank, even if it's a huge amount of money. Though, you know, there's been some instances, like recently there were some system glitches, like your money being transferred to other person's account and your account getting or receiving a huge money from somewhere you don't know, and then the next day they will fix it, or it might take 3 days. So that was scary. And also just recently I've been a victim of voice phishing and fraud. So someone attempted to get or to use my credit card and buy something really expensive from an appliance store. So I do not really want to save a huge amount of money in the bank anymore, though I still make it to a point that it's not zero, because, you know, to be honest, I've already forgotten about my trip to Korea this year, because it's now September. What date is it now? I think it's September 9th now, and my trip to Korea is on October 17th. And before I go to Korea, I have 2 countries I'm going to. So within a month, I am traveling to 3 countries. So I was preparing to go to the second country I'm going to, which is, I'm going to say, I was supposed to go to Bali. I have already round trip tickets, and I have booked a hotel there. They're all paid, and I was preparing for that trip. I was preparing to ask my boss for a leave, because I should tell him for a month at least, because he might not approve, so I might resign. That's why I am giving a month before my trip to Bali. So while I was thinking of asking for his permission, and I was also busy paying taxes for my business and then paying condo, I was so busy that I thought that, oh, I like being busy. Why not try and apply for a South Korean visa, because my requirements are already complete. It's all just sitting in my cabinet. They're all complete, and even if my bank certificate only had 4,000, that will be the only problem. And I thought, ano ba mawawala sa akin kung di ako ma-approve? Eh, nasaktan naman na ako last year, so okay lang, kakayanin ko ulit. And parang, ano, mawawala sa akin 700 pesos from the agency if I won't be approved. So at least I tried. Because I have round-trip tickets, though I got them on sale as well. I got them 2,300 pesos for round-trip tickets. And I already booked hotel in Agoda. This is for South Korea. I already pre-booked a hotel in Agoda, though you can cancel them. I can cancel it until October 13. So before I cancel it, why not try and apply for a South Korean visa, though I was not really prepared financially, emotionally, everything. I was not prepared. I just wanted to try it one more time. And then I was thinking that if this will not be approved, that's it. I give up Korea. I'm not going there anymore because I tried and I've been hurt so many times. So, ayun. Tinry ko lang talaga. Alam mo yun, ewan ko ba, parang hindi ko alam kung makaka-relate kayo. Parang I was not expecting a positive result because I was not ready to handle the positive result. But I don't want to hear a bad news as well. I don't want to have a negative result as well. Hindi ko alam if you've ever been denied and if you have the same experience and feeling. So, I submitted my requirements on a Thursday, though it's my break time. It's around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Yeah, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So I went. My office is in San Miguel Avenue, Ortigas, and then I walked all the way to Mega Mall, though it's not really far. I went to Mega Mall on my break time and submitted all my requirements, thinking that they can submit it on Friday, the next day. Though when I went there, they told me it's too late, that the applications they're going to submit for Friday are already filed and complete. So my application will be submitted on Monday. And wow, that takes so much time. It's like I'm gonna wait for a week as well, even if I am a frequent traveler and I'm just supposed to wait for 3 days. So and then I realized, so after submitting, okay, I went, everyone's asking where I went. I went to, I hope it will focus. There, Travel Pros. That's the agency that processed or submitted my application. Travel Pros, SM Mega Mall 5th floor. I really did not want to promote them because I'm not being paid, and I also have a travel agency, though they're really good. I mean, the one who processed our Japanese visa is Rally Tours. It's also Mega Mall 5th floor, though they're always crowded. I mean, it's not their fault that people are flocking their agency and they don't smile at all, and it's like they don't want to talk to anyone anymore. So one time I was just walking in Mega Mall, and then I saw Travel Pros, and then I saw some reviews about them, and they're really good. So I really recommend Travel Pros, 5th floor, Mega Mall, Building B. So I went there, and then they reviewed my application, and it's well organized sa pagkakasunod-sunod niya. Well, I'm not the first time, I mean, it's not my first time to apply for the visa, so alam ko yung pagkakasunod-sunod. I reviewed it, and there was no problem until she saw my bank certificate, and it's just 4,000 pesos. Napakamot ulo din si ate. So kahit ako, I was not really sure about that because wala pa talaga ako nakikita or nababasa na na-approve na 4,000 lang yung pera nila sa bangko. I mean, may nakita kong 20,000, 15,000, but nothing less than 10,000. And so I still submitted it, and pagbalik ko sa office, I realized na yung nasubmit kong application, may isang blank na kulang, hindi ko nasagutan. Kasi, yun sa passport details, saan mo kinuha, country of your passport, I put Philippines. And then next to that, merong, sa mo nakuha yung passport mo, place of, I forgot kung ano yun. But it should be yung DFA NCR East, something like that. Ito, nandito sa part na to sa ilalim. Yun, hindi ko siya nalagyan. And then, wrong number pa yung nilagay kong telephone number. So, I went the next day or on a Saturday. And then, nagulat ako kasi I thought hindi pwede erase yours. Because last time when I went to the Korean embassy, it was so strict that if you had a mistake, you had to print out another one. So I brought a USB stick for them to print out another one, but they told me that they're not accepting USB sticks, so they just put a whiteout and then asked me to handwrite the correct ones. And I was so nervous. Talagang pwede ba? Pwede ba talaga? Kasi baka hindi nila tanggapin na computerized and then may handwritten, and then they said no, they're not strict. So wow, that's a really big difference of last year and this year. So I think more on positive things yung nangyari nung napunta sa agencies yung paghahawak na application compared to going straight to the embassy. Because when I applied in the embassy last year, hindi yung mga hindi required na requirements. So, yung mga wala sa list of requirements, like yung cover letter explaining bakit wala kang ITR or kung bakit ganito ka, ganyan ka, they did not accept that last year. So, wala silang pake kung anong apela mo, kung ano yung, pag nakita ng guard, sa guard pa lang kasi titingnan nila yung application mo, pag nakita nila ng guard na may extra paper doon na hindi naman kailangan, alisin nila yan ng walang pakundangan kahit anong pakiusap mo. So in my application, so this is the very important thing, one of the important things, I think, I included a cover letter. So I was not really sure if they will include that or if they will remove that, but when I went there, I begged Ate not to remove it because it's the application, it's an explanation letter explaining why I only have 4,000 in the bank. So I explained that I used to manage, I've been managing my account for quite a long time now, and I used to put huge amount of money, but then I've been a victim of fraud, so I do not trust banks now, and I put my money somewhere else and it's not in the bank. And then I put in the second paragraph, I think that I hope they'll consider my travel experiences, previous trips. Like I said, I've been to this country, that country, and I returned in the date that I have declared. I had no problem financing my trips. So medyo arrogant yung dating, but I had to be straightforward and tell them why they should approve me. Because yeah, I've been to several countries. And then in the last paragraph, because I followed a template of a cover letter I saw somewhere online, and then the third paragraph is explaining why I want to go to South Korea. I said that I really love their food, Korean dramas, K-pop, and I really want to go there. And I have started a travel vlog channel. I put my YouTube link, Facebook link, and our name, and then I told them I want to feature South Korea. And in the end, I also mentioned that I want to inspire Filipinos that it is not impossible for us to go to South Korea. So medyo dramatic yung ending. And then closing, I put thank you for reading my cover letter and I'm expecting for positive results. Ganon. So, I don't know kasi habang binabasa ni ate sa agency yung cover letter ko, medyo napapataas yung kilay niya. So, I'm not sure if it sounded rude or what, or too straightforward, but whatever it is, it worked. So, cover letter, they will only accept your cover letter if may kulang sa requirements mo. For me, I did not lack anything. Yung pera lang talaga sa bank account. That I was so happy because nung nakita kong in-staple na ni ate yung requirements ko, mababasa na nila yung cover letter ko. So To all those thinking na, na-approve siya kasi naka-Japan na siya, so no, there's no assurance that you will be approved if you've been to an OECD country. I've read someone, I mean, habang nag-aantay ako ng resulta, nababaliw ako nagkakaantay ng resulta ng visa ko, nakabasa ako ng nag-post siya sa DIY na na-deny siya kahit nakapag-Australia na siya. Wow, that's Australia. And then, meron namang nakapag-London na, pero hindi pa rin na-approve. So, being to an OECD country does not really make you sure that you'll be approved 100%. Merong mga nakapag-Korea na noon na na-deny pa rin the second time. So, I'm not telling you to lose hope. I'm telling you, hindi natin talaga alam kung ano yung basihan nila. Merong mga 100,000 yung pera sa bangko, pero nadi-deny. Meron 20,000 lang, pero na-approve. Ako nga, 4,000 lang na-approve. So, what I'm telling you is, huwag ka munang panghinaan ng loob, huwag ka munang mag-isip na kung ano-ano. Just try, kasi wala namang mawawala. 700 pesos yung mawawala. Pero ano yung magigain mo kung ma-approve ka, diba? Oh my God! So, ayun. The duration, just like what I've told you, if you've been to an OECD country, you have to wait for 3 days for your application to be processed. If you're not a frequent traveler, you have to wait for 5 days. Dahil hindi na ako makatulog, Thursday pa lang sinubmit ko na. So, nagdaan yung weekend, hindi na ako makatulog, kakaisip. Pero Monday pa lang talaga nila na-submit. Check na ako ng check online. I'm going to put the link below of how you can check your application online. And also, I'm going to include the video where when I claimed my passport. And there. So, Monday nila sinubmit. Monday, Tuesday, check na ako ng check online. Monday, wala pa rin. Wala ako nakikita online. Parang hindi pa nila nare-register yung application ko. Walang lumalabas na result under my name and my passport number. So, second day, Tuesday, may lumabas na, and the status is application received. Wednesday, ito na, baliw na ako. Hindi na ako nakakatulog. 4 a.m. ako natutulog. Kakaisip kung ano bang gagawin ko, ma-approve ako or what. Wednesday morning, 11 a.m., before ako maligo papunta sa office, nag-check ako, application received pa rin. So, walang nangyayari, hindi nagbabago. Then, after ko maligo, paglabas ko, nag-check ulit ako. Ay, hindi. Nag-check ba ako? Hindi na ako nag-check. Ay, hindi. Nag-check pa rin ako after ko maligo. So, application received pa rin. Pagdating ko sa office, nag-check ako, under review na siya. Oh my gosh, kinakabahan na talaga ako. Kasi bakit under review? Hindi ba approved agad yung lalabas after na application received? Tapos, that's around 2 p.m. So, nag-check ako ng 2 p.m. Under review pa siya. May mga nabasa kasi ako, nag-check sila online ng under review. And then, after 1 hour, na-approve, change to approve na. So, nagklase lang ako. Then, after 30 minutes, I checked online again. Around 2:30, approve na siya. Oh my gosh. Iyak talaga ako. Umiyak ako sa office. First time ko umiyak ng ganun. Kasi, ay, naiiyak ulit ako. Sobra kasi yung, yung roller coaster ng emotion na yung grabe talaga yung panahon. Hindi ako prepared ngayon. I mean, mag-isa ako, hindi ako nakapag-ipon. But I got approved. Iba yung feeling na yung ang tagal-tagal mo, inantay na punta na sa'yo. Though, ay, nakala ko makatulog na ako na maayos after ko malaman na approve na ako. Pero hindi pa rin ako makatulog sa gabi kasi isip ako ng isip kung anong gagawin ko sa Korea. Imagine ng mga shoppingin ko, na-excite na ako. So, hindi pa rin ako nakakatulog na maayos. So, ayun. Yung waiting time ng result ng visa mo, I don't know kung ako lang ba to, pero sobrang nakakabaliw siya for me. Challenge ko yung sarili ko na hindi tignan online at i-claim ko na lang siya sa agency at na-surprise ko anong result, pero hindi ko talaga kaya. Feeling ko talaga nabaliw ako kung tiniis kong hindi tignan online. So, ayun, I'm going to share how to check your status online so you don't have to be nervous for a very long time. Kasi kung hindi ko siya chinek online, Friday ko pa siya malalaman. It took a week for them to get my passport again. So, there. Any questions, suggestions? Feeling ko nasagot ko naman lahat where I applied, what I submitted. For those employed, we have different set of requirements. You have to submit yeah, application form 2, passport, photocopy of passport page 2, and then your picture. But you have to submit your COE, Certificate of Employment, that includes the phone number, email of your office, and how long you've been working there, magkano sahod mo. I'm not sure if that's included. And you have to submit your 2316 ITR. What else? I forgot. So you can check online your requirements, and I think you already know that. So, ayan. Medyo nagmamadali akong mai-upload to para sa mga nag-aantay sa inyo. So, I hope nakatulong, and please don't forget to subscribe. Kung nakatulong siya at nasagot ko naman yung mga tanong niyo, please subscribe. Please, please, please. And I'm going to be uploading a lot about Korea because I'll be traveling there next month. I'll be posting a travel guide and like where to eat, where to stay, what transportation to take. So there, I think that's it. And if there are questions I was not able to answer, just put the questions below, comment down below, and I'll be answering them. And please subscribe. Okay, bye.